Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Focus on Liberia. This is our prime time show. My name is Dennis Jai, and we are broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia. Today, we're going to be delving into the tourism sector in Liberia. That's tourism in Liberia, and we're going to delve into the history, the current state, and the prospects or the opportunities and challenges of the tourism industry in Liberia. My guest is Mr. Ambrose Wiagbe. He's the former chief. He's the former director of the Bureau of Tourism. Yes, I got that correct. Director of the Bureau of Tourism at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. Mr. Wiagbe, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you very much for granting me this glorious opportunity.
Thank you. We are so honored to have you. You've been doing this almost all your life, and we are glad to have you to share some knowledge. We want all our viewers from across the globe to say welcome to this edition of Focus on Liberia. We have Mr. Ambrose Wiagbe. Mr. Wiagbe has worked for 40 years in the tourism industry in Liberia. We are glad to have him. Please share the show, invite a friend, and let's go into tourism in Liberia. Once again, Mr. Wiagbe, we are glad to have you. Let's start by you saying something about yourself, your connection with tourism in Liberia.
Well, I'm Ambrose Wiagbe, former director of tourism, as you said earlier. I work in the industry in tourism for the past 40 years. I retired some years, about 7 years ago, and I've never worked anywhere besides tourism. And I worked there, retired honorably by the government of Liberia. I'm from Southern Grand Crew County.
Thank you so much. And what's your background in tourism?
Well, I joined the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism in 1977 as a cadet in the area of tourism. By that time, one lady by the name of Valerie Morris was the Assistant Minister of Tourism during the administration of the late Edward B. Kessley. And then, of course, the Director for Tourism was Emmett Talbot, where I started as a cadet. After school, I go to work, or after work, I go to school. Then from there, I was promoted as a tour guide, then a trainee tour guide, and later on went to senior tour guide. From there, I promoted as a transport man, and then also as a tour guide. I've been working there from time to time. This is what I've never worked anywhere besides tourism. Currently, I have links with almost all of the tourism sector in the Republic of Liberia, based in Monrovia, even outside. I'm an instructor. I taught at, I'm a chairman, instructor, and advisor at the Sabina School of Travel and Tourism, ideally located on Melkin and Asma Street. Also, currently working with as advisor and tour guide at the George Travel and Tour. Also with Metro Ride and Oregon Travel Agency as their tour guide and also advisor. And I taught at Lincoln College Professional Studies as instructor and chairman of the Hotel and Tourism Department. Also at Christopolis Vocational Training Institute that used to be on Newport Street. Currently, I'm with the Institute of Commercial Aviation at the Roberts International Airport, RIA, Wiagbe County, as the chairman. And then, of course, internationally, I'm the country representative for Pepe Adventure Liberia Incorporated, based in Sweden, with the owner being Lina Tonia Mana, also the tour guide for Vero International and also Continental. There are so many that I cannot name all, and we're still long here.
Yeah, and before the show, you told me that there were 10 of you that were trained.
Of course. We were 10 that were trained, and I was the youngest. And up to this time, my age is 66. I'll be 66 August 24 this year. And all I've gone, I'm the only survivor here. So I decided not to, waste time just to share knowledge with or without money. with the people of Liberia. Tourism is my passion. It's my career. I'm born with it. I stay with it. Yes.
And I've watched you on a couple of documentaries talking about tourism. And anytime you talk about tourism, you can see the excitement in you. And that's why we decided to say, well, let's have Mr. Wiagbe share the knowledge, because of the 10 of you, you said that were trained outside the country, you are the only person left. And so we, too, next generation, we are eager to get the information and the knowledge from you. We are glad to have you once.
And I don't want to carry the knowledge with me without, giving it out to the young people. This is why. I think you read about Baitim Yamo, the former assistant minister for culture during Tubman and Tubman administration. He's gone. He's no more. So the brain is gone. Besides the books he wrote, Mother in the Cassava Parish and other books. But I decided to share mine in the classroom with everybody, those that have passion. Because of this, we have a lot of tourism schools in this country. That Sabina, like I named earlier. I want to share knowledge with or without money.
Great. So let's start by talking about the history of tourism in Liberia, how it all started. Let's go all the way back.
Well, Mr. Ja. More than 40, 50 years ago, a lady by the name of Catherine Freeman, a white lady from America, visited, UNESCO sent her to Liberia, Monrovia, and she came to observe the touristic aspect of Liberia and the cultural aspect, with the hope of, when she happened to go back, to put Liberia on the UNESCO map of UNESCO. So when she came to Liberia, Monrovia, and visited on the Providence Island, went all around, and the island, as you know, is of great historic importance to us since 1822. So she found out that Liberia has great potential in tourism, connecting it with our history from 1822 up to now. So she went back to America and get in contact with the organization that sent her UNESCO. But then she carried a very good news about Liberia. Then the news started coming up bit by bit. Then, of course, after everything had been exhausted, Liberia was recognized globally on the tourism and culture side. The government of Liberia found interest in it during the administration of President William V.S. Tubman. It was that in the 1964 that tourism was attached to the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. But then by that time, I tell you, the Ministry of Information was at the Executive Mansion. Executive Mansion was completed in 1964. The Ministry of Information was there. It was some of the tools, the materials that left over. It is the materials that left over, they went and built the Ministry of Information on Capitol Hill with. This is where we have Ministry of Information. From there, 1964, they have tourism, joint culture. Then the new executive order of May 11, 1971, gave tourism the go-ahead. They become a wholly and solely and legal part of the Ministry of Information. Thus, giving it a responsibility to monitor, supervise, coordinate the activities of tourists coming in and out of the country. Then, of course, 1980 PRC Decree 47 detached culture and tourism from the Ministry of Information. PRC Decree 47 took culture and tourism from the Ministry of Information, thus making it an autonomous agency, named and styled National Bureau of Culture and Tourism, headed by the late Jala Keke Kamara. Scholastica Wiagbe, though she's currently in Liberia, she's alive, retired from the Environmental Protection Agency, and she was there as the Deputy Director General for the Bureau of Culture and Tourism. Then, of course, we went back again, and then, of course, things started coming up, tourism started booming. But I give you the statistics. A lot of people visited Liberia during Tubman and Tubman administration, even though administration. I remember Liberia hosted 1979 OU conference. Then about 50,000 that particular year, 50,000 tourists entered the land of Liberia just for tourism. And by that time, my brother, how many hotels we had in this country? The only top hotel we had here was Duco. The very first star hotel ever built in Africa. It was built in 1951 by an Egyptian, by the architect was an Egyptian fellow called Prince O'Neill. But that structure was built there by the Pan American Airway. And obviously, immediately after World War II, the Americans had interest in Liberia. They wanted to build the airport, the seaport at the Marshall, which was then Marshall Territory, because Marshall had a natural harbor. But then the American, at the same time, they wanted to have the airport there. But then after the war, Americans said, no, we cannot build that there. We cannot bring the two facilities in the same direction, because if anything breaks out, Liberia is going to be the victim. That's how come they carried the free port to Monrovia, built in 1944 by President William R. Todman, William V.S. Todman, which is considered as the gateway to the Liberia economy. Okay. So many things happen.
I know.
We have to cut it short because I have a lot to tell you, but let make it that end.
I know. Thank you. So now we see the history. So let's go on and talk about those tourist sites in Liberia at that time.
Well, at that time, yes. At that time, before then, when the leader left, the Ministry of Information sent people out to do follow up, to do some research in this area. So when they came back, there were 4 or 5 major areas. Lake Piso, which is in Grand Cape County rubber spot. Then they had the earmark Lake Shepherd in Maryland County. Then we had the Cuckoo Nest in Totota, William Todman Zoo, where he had a zoo. Then, of course, we had the Coconut Plantation, and then the Providence Island. You know, and also a place, some entertainment center they call and some other area. These were the main targets of national government. By that time, they have never explored some of these areas because the road conditions were very bad.
Yeah.
You see, but the entire Liberia, the 43,000 square miles of the Republic of Liberia, the 350 coastal line of Liberia has real natural touristic site. About 95% of our tourist attractions are natural. We have the lagoons, we have the lake, we have the mountain, the Wologiti Mountain. You know that. We have a lot of attraction. All the 15 political counties have tourist attraction, and all are natural. Only few you will find.
So yes, we will take it step by step. So for each county, because you are telling me all the 15 counties have tourist attraction. So yes, we'll go one by one, each county, and see what the tourist attraction there, and
yes,
who really those places attract.
Okay. So, which county you want? Which county
to county?
Of course, I'm willing. I'm standing by.
Yeah. I want to start with Monserrato.
Monserrato County, of course. We have the Providence. I'll give you one. We have the Providence Island, where the slave landed in 1822. They were brought in by 3 ships: the Nautilus, the Navigator, and the Elizabeth the Mayflowers, which came with 86 immigrants. And I tell you, maybe you might not know, one of the ships sank in the water. It stayed under the water as we speak. And the 2 went back with the people. The island is 11.22 acres of land we have on the island. It has a lot of side attraction to see on the island. The well that the settler dug from when they came from Sierra Leone, when they were disappointed by the Sierra Leone government under the leadership of Governor Charles McCarthy. McCarthy became suspicious of political reason. Because why? These guys coming from America, and Sierra Leone was under the British colony. How will he enter our territory with somebody speaking American English? So they denied him. And of course, the frustration got them, and they started coming, and then they came across the island in the midst of, between Stockton Creek and Monserrato River. That's one. There was the next county.
Good. So Mangibby County.
Mangibby County, of course. We have the Gibby Mountain. In Mangibby County, we have the second largest rubber plantation in this world. We have it. And then, of course, we have Also, we also have the Chimpanzee Island, where the chips, you see them. Yeah. And we have, it is in Wiagbe County, we have the 5-star hotel, which is Farmington Hotel, overlooking Farmington River.
Tell me a little bit about that Chimpanzee Island and what people go there to see.
Well, you see, my brother, it is amazing to see chimpanzee. We call it bamboo also. They are they are under the supervision of the Humane Society International. Recently, I carried the assistant minister and I and the director general for Liberia News Agency. We went there, though we didn't go on the island, but it's very interesting. They have so many islands, 5 islands, and they have the chimps there. They feed them 2-3 times in a day.
And I learned they were put there because they were doing some experiment also.
Experiment, exactly. So that, yeah, you are right. And then when they were on the land, they were not on the island, but when the war came, the locals started killing them. So the caretakers, the NGO went and transferred them on the island, so they were safe. They have about five different. They are into 5 different places on the island.
So like that. Do people come? Where do they come from to go to the island to see chimpanzee? Normally, where they come from?
Well, all over the world. You have Americans come from there to see. Once they see, they discover that on the internet. They come, and when they come to Monrovia, if they come through some NGO or Liberia Tourism Authority, Liberia National Tourism Authority. Then they fix their itinerary. If you want to go to Chimpanzee Island, whatever, your itinerary, then they carry there, you go see that. We'll get in contact with those that are taking care of the caretakers, and of course you go there.
All right. So from Wiagbe, let's go to Bomi.
Bomi County, of course. Bomi is where we have the Blue Lake. It's where we have the Blue Lake. The Blue Lake came about, Liberia has a lot of iron ore, and Bomi County, then Bomi territory under Monserrado County, which was then Bomi territory, was under Monserrado County during Tubman and Tubman administration. They used to dig, they dug the iron ore, then they left. When they left, one day they went back to work. When they went back to work, the water surfaced. Water came and occupied the entire area. But then their tools, their working tools, the machine, as to speak, they are under the water. The water turned blue. So they never went back there. It stayed for long until after our civil crisis, when they deployed United Nations troops, the Pakistani contingent, they discovered and brushed over it and turned it to a resort area. That is the Blue Lake. Mm-hmm. And also, they also had a Blue Lake mineral water there, but currently it is not there. And of course, we have some cultural villages in Bomi County. We have the Dime Cultural Village. We have the Bissau Cultural Village. Bissau, where King Njola was one of the warriors when the settlers came here, who took part. We have Melema Gobla, King Njola, King Long Peter. I think you heard about him in the Liberian history. Yeah. They have his grave there. These are what Bomi County has. And also you will see, I think you read about a Murder in the Cassava Patch, written by Baltimore. Yeah. Okay. If you want to go there, Mr. Wiagbe can carry there and organize a cultural troop for you. They will dance for you in Dime under the Palava, and you enjoy yourself.
So when they say cultural village, what goes on in the cultural village? People live there as the actual place?
Yes, the people live there, yes. People live in that village. They perform culture, they receive you traditionally with cola nuts and all other stuff, and then they tour you the village where Baltimore was buried. Then they show you the love tree, and they even show you the creek. Dime in I'm not a Gola man, but because I'm well acquainted with it, Dime means snail shell.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go to, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We are discussing tourism in Liberia. My guest is Mr. Ambrose Wiagbe. He's the former Director General of the Bureau of Cultural and Tourism at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. So we are now looking at some tourist attractions in the country because Monserrado, Wiagbe, and Bomi. We're going to go to Kidman. But before we go to Kidman, let me ask you about, because Kenija used to be tourist attraction too.
Yes, of course, my brother. Of course. It was William V.S. Tubman. After this lady left, the culture, the rich culture we have, the virgin culture we have, the untapped culture we have, blended with our tourism industry. It was when President Tubman and other people, they went around and they collected the young people from all around the 9 counties, including the late Peter Bala Frumo. I think you heard about him.
Yeah.
Mark Besse, Marie Myers, Boyman Nebla, ZTT, Fatou Geflo, Toke Tumba, Dekutier, and of course, Jacob Due, the Wonder Boy. They are all dead. That was when they built the place. Everything there was neat until after certain times it was given to this rich man, Bob Johnson, and he built the hotel there, which is a RLJ Resort Hotel.
Not to go into the politics, but the cultural people like Fatou Geflo are still crying for Kennedy.
Of course, people are still crying for Kennedy.
Because let's go to Cape Mount.
Cape Mount, the Caribbean in Africa. Cape Mount is the Caribbean in Africa, in Liberia. Oh, it has a good potential. It's a mountainous area where we have Lake Piso, Pienzo. I'm not from Cape Mount, I'm from the Southeast, but we the book people, we call it Piso, P-I-S-O, Pienzo. Pienzo mean a pigeon hole. You know, pigeon used to go there, water used to settle around that area, and the pigeon used to go there to drink on the table and they fly away. But then it turned to that kind of bigger lake in Liberia. It's the largest lake in the Republic of Liberia. And on that lake, we have also Masanti Island. It's the largest island on the island, on the lake. Masanti Island. My massa was a lady who lived in Tozo. She had leprosy. You know, people with leprosy, they don't stay among regular people. So when I carry her on the island and kept her there where she used to be, so they named the island after Masanti Island. And of course, the island has its own wetland. It has some animal, but you will not find snake there. It has water you can drink from, which is not salty, everything there. That's what they have. And the island, the lake too, was used by the Americans during World War II. You know, during World War II, this is why America has a lot of installation during World War II in Liberia. Like America's interest is Liberia immediately after the war. Their interest immediately after the war, that was a result of the construction of Duco Hotel. The amphibian aircraft, the U.S. military aircraft, they call it amphibian aircraft. It used to land on the water. It used to land and go take off on that lake, Lake Piso.
Wow.
That's one. And of course, if you go up Shama Hill, you will see Lake Piso. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. You will see the lake on the other side, then you will see the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. And in fact, it's the best surfing place we have in the whole of West Africa. Rubber spot. I think you saw it when we went there the last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there was that historical church too that you talk about during the...
Yeah, the historical church. Yes, that's it. It's there too. You see?
So those lakes are all natural. I mean, Lake Piso is natural.
Lake Piso, whatsoever, yes.
Okay. So that's Cape Mount. Let's go to Lofa.
Oh, Lofa County, Wologisi. We have great Wologisi there, which is one of the, tourism has a lot to do. They have the ecotourism is based in the whole of the Republic of Liberia. We have Wologisi Mountain there. We have the Bat Cave there too in Lofa County, and of course we have the mountains in Lofa County too. And I tell you, these counties I'm calling, they have place to sleep, accommodation, hotels, guest houses. They are all in this area, so we are prepared for this. Just so update.
When you say Bat Cave, describe that for me.
The Bat Cave, you go in the hole. Whether daylight is on, you go in the hole. So you will see bat there, and the place is dark. You have to use your flashlight to go there, and there will be toileting on you and the rest of it.
So people actually go in the hole for.
Of course, you go there too to see it, to experience it.
Hmm. And how long you think those bats have been there?
And they've been there since Adam was a boy, my brother. They're there. They keep them for conservation.
Anybody taking care of them? Are they getting fed or what? How?
Well,
how
this is what I don't know now. This is what I don't know because I've not gone there for some time now.
Okay, let's go from Lofan. Let's go next door to Bapulu.
Bapulu. Oh, Bapulu. We have a Bapulu National Forest. We have in Sapoma District. Sapoma District. There's a feedback.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. In Sapoma District, you will go in a Sapoma District, you on the rack. There's a natural chair, gourmet chair with rack on it. You can sit in it and relax yourself. And we have also a safari company there that monitor the movement of animals in the forest, owned by one Maurice Dogba, operated by Maurice Dogba.
You said there's a natural chair.
A natural chair in Sapoma District, in the forest. It's sitting on the rack. It is not man-made chair, but it is rack, R-O-C-K rock. In the form of chair, you can sit in it and relax yourself.
Is there any story you know behind that? But normally the legend will have some story they will put together.
Yes, sometimes the chiefs go there during back days. They go there for how do you call it, traditional programs. Yeah.
All right. So from Bapulu, let's swing by to Nimba County.
Oh, Nimba County. In Nimba County, we have the Nimba Natural Reserve area where they used to dig the iron ore. They also have the Blue Lake.
Another Blue Lake.
Another Blue Lake, yeah. But that Blue Lake I'm talking about is very interesting. It is between the mountains, and this lake. I don't know whether you saw it. I saw it on one of your something there. It is a mountain jolly step.
Yeah.
They caught it. They used to dig iron ore and other stuff there. But there's a water in it. There's water inside it, and you can stand on the last point of that mountain and take an iron ore rock. You chunk it down in the water. You will see it going down, but it will never hit the water. It will come back on shore.
What? Say that again.
I'm saying that in the Blue Lake, in the Nimba Natural Reserve area, there is a Blue Lake there, a lake there called the Blue Lake, and you can be on top. You go on top of the of the mountain. You take iron ore rock, the heavy rock. You chunk it down. You will see it going down into the water, but it will never hit the water. It will come right back on shore. And of course, whenever I carry tourists, the American, the Chinese, the German, the Swedish, the Japanese, I carry them, even African, they want to have. Then they want to go and touch the water. Of course, then I carry them around. And then we go down to the water and they touch it.
Can you drink it?
Well, I've never drank that.
I
never drank
that. So that's Nimba. In fact,
that's Nimba.
By someone from Nimba that the word Nimba means is Nimba tongue. Is the young girls will slip and fall, something like that. So
yeah.
Let's go to Bond County.
Oh, Bond County, the great Bond County. And also in Nimba County, let me tell you, let's go back to Nimba County. In Nimba County, we also have a waterfall there. Bendi Waterfall is in Saniquale, on the outskirts of Saniquale. Very good area. Yes. And also we have the Lake Teller in the center of Saniquale. Okay, Bond County.
And in Bond County, the OAU Center, I don't know if anything there.
Of course, it's there. The OAU, where OAU was signed with President Todman, President Sekou Toure, and Kwame Nkrumah. It stayed there in the heart of the city. Then Bond County. Yeah. Of course, in Bond County, we have the Kwatawi Waterfall, the most popular waterfall in the Republic of Liberia. If I'm not mistaken, West Africa, the most popular. It has two waterfalls, the male and the female waterfall.
How?
And besides that,
distinguish the two, male and female?
The locals distinguish it They show us this is the male and the female. The female is where the Liberian government want to plan the hydro. And the male is where we go for recreation and other stuff. Then in the same Bon County, we also have Wiagbe Star. Wiagbe Star, there's the catfish river, water. Where you see the catfish, you see them, plenty, you give them food, they will come. And when they finish eating, the Gambo catfish, the biggest one, will come, and then with the Gambo on the head, if you want to take the photos of the catfish, you can take it, but they will never appear in your camera.
Aye.
Yes.
If I carry my iPhone,
it will, any kind of phone you can carry your DVD set, it will not go in there. You will take it, it will click, yes. But for them to appear in your camera, it's very difficult.
Huh.
Yes.
We'll put that in your test. Maybe I'll use video.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to attract them, you make sure you carry something for them to eat. That bread is right on the road, coming from. It is about 10 minutes drive from Banga, and the road leading to Nimba is right on the road. It's on the car road. Mm-hmm.
What else in Bon County? We I don't know, something for curry or something.
Curry is there in Bon County. A Sange farm is there too, but they are not operating now. Yes.
The famous she's from Nimba or Swakoko. Do they have anything there for
Mother Swakoko? Yeah, it's in Swakoko. You know the lady, 1911. She was the only lady, the first lady. I call her Iron Lady, Mother Swakoko. It was through her instrumentality that the road from Monrovia was able to be built. They were able to construct the road from Monrovia all the way to Banga. She was very instrumental. You go there, the vice president too is fighting her. She's trying to improve the area of Olele Swakoko. Whenever I carry tourists there, they go on the side of the old man, her tomb, where she was buried.
Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear anything about tourism in Liberia, this is your place. This is where you need to be right now. We are discussing tourism in Liberia with the veteran tourist guy, Mr. Ambrose Wiagbe. There were 10 that were trained in this area in the whole country. 9 of them are all gone. He's the only one remaining. So if you want to get any information on tourism in Liberia, please make it your duty to come here. So before we go on to Bassa County, there's a question here from Dave Jassy. How are those sites being maintained? How they are being taken care of?
Well, those sites we are talking about, this is what we are saying here. The national government, though some of these sites are owned and operated by national government, taken care by the local people. But there's a need to empower the local people. There's a need to build the road, construction. Though some of these people, they don't like to go by, they don't like to go on a main road straight there, so as not to kill the value of the road, of the area.
Yeah.
The local people can somehow be benefited. You see?
All right.
Just only to financially empower the local people.
We'll come to the challenges and then the prospects. So let's go through this first. Let's go to Grand Bassa County.
Oh, Bezon. Grand Bassa County. Also, we have in Grand Bassa County, we have the great Sunset Beach. Bassa County has one of the best beaches in the whole Republic of Liberia. You have the Sunset Beach. We have number 2 district in Grand Bassa County. And also in Grand Bassa County, we have Mr. Jah. Do you know that if I happen to tell you that Jesus Christ came to Liberia, would you believe it?
Jesus went to my town.
Oh, okay. In Bassa, there's from Sunset Beach to Sakwa Village.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ went on the beach. You will see the footprint of Jesus Christ on the rock. Yes, you will see it. You will see the footprint of Jesus Christ, even the sheep feet footprint there. They say that the local told us that Jesus Christ and the devil fought because devil was on the other side of the rock and Jesus was going and devil started fighting Jesus that Jesus will not cross. So Jesus went and dried the water. The boundary between them was the river. So Jesus dried the water and of course, and Jesus crossed. Jesus defeated him and Jesus went and praise a place. But there's a river. Right now, as I speak to you, the sea water entered the river, but it's not salty. The creek, they wash it, they drink from it.
So the Jesus footprint, is it a pair two or is it just one?
It's a pair two.
Wow.
Yes.
Because in my hometown, there is a toddler footprint on the bank of the Nemani Creek, and when I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old, I tried my foot there and it fit, and we believe that's Jesus the toddler, because at the time I went to Egypt with his parents. You know, from that time up to the time he was around 30, we didn't hear much. That's the time he used to visit Liberia, I believe.
I want to believe too.
Someone said they didn't hear about Tottenham Farm. You know.
Oh yes, yeah. In Totota, what? No, that was Tottenham Farm. Tottenham Farm was one of the main targets. Was on the plan, national tourism plan. Was one of those. I talked about it earlier when I mentioned the few tourist sites that were earmarked for development. Yes, Tottenham had the best tourist attraction something in Totota. He had a zoo. He had anything you think of, it was there. And
now
of course,
from Bassa we go to Riverside.
Oh, the great Sestor City. You know, Sestor City is great. You go on the beach. In Sestor City, you go on the beach. You will see a rock there. A rock is on the beach, with human footprint there. Your foot will fit in. My foot, we don't wear the same size, but it will fit in. They have a natural swimming, natural clear beach, very clean beach. They also have a waterfall.
Is it in or Riverside? They say they have a hanging rock.
Of course, there they have it too. Sestor City.
The rock is hanging. Describe that for us.
Yes. It's a hanging rock. You rain from now to judgment day. The rain will not touch you. You wonder how.
And it's hanging.
Yes.
All these sites you're talking about, do we have pictures of them anywhere?
Well, we should have some. That is national government. I'm sure the way you brought it up, people will develop interest in taking, Minister of Tourism or Minister of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism will take upon the initiative to go and visit this site and put it on their website.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. Or if they can do it, we can do it.
Of course.
We come to Liberia, you go with us and we go around the country and take pictures and store it for ourselves. But let's go from Sestos, let's go to Sino County.
Sino County, Greenville. Yes. In Sino County, we have the Sapo National Park. We have the Sanquin River, marine tourism. We also have in Sino, we have the Sapo National Park, where we have the pygmy hippopotamus. Have you seen that?
I've seen the picture.
Okay, I've seen the picture. I'll tell the history. President, hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, President Tubman had a zoo, and he had pygmy hippo inside. Pygmy hippopotamus grows only in Liberia and Sierra Leone. So President Tubman had a guest, Siakas Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, and Emperor Haile Selassie. They went to visit him at the farm, and they saw the hippo babies, and they wanted some. And Tubman told them, no, you can't use it. They said, no, you want to meet us, you are alcoholic. They said, no, man. None that one, but you carry over there less than 22 hours, less than 24 hours, they will die. They said, no. Tubman said, okay, since you don't want to believe me, take it. But I promise you, I'm not praying for that, but carry it. So they carried them. They put it in the cage, and they carried them to Haile Selassie carried his own to America, and Jomo Kenyatta carried his own to Kenya. Less than 24 hours, they die.
So the pygmy hippo can only live in Liberia and Sierra Leone.
In Sierra Leone, exactly so.
So Jumbo can carry,
Liberia,
and they die within 24 hours.
They die in less than 24 hours. Yes. No, Liberia is blessed.
I wonder what is that? Why? What does the climate look like that?
This is Liberia has. We are blessed by God. We are blessed. We have the largest bat in Liberia, in Africa. It's in Nima County. We have the largest, how do you call it, grasshopper in Nima County. In Nima has a lot of things in Liberia. Yes. The bat, you see, even in Nima County, sir, also like I'm telling you, in Nima County, they have another bat cave there. I went to that bat cave too. They have bat cave under the ground. I carry people there. It's not too far. It's about 10, 15-minute drive from the Blue Lake in Nima County to the bat cave. So
in China, we have the Sapo National Park, and the Sapo National Park, one unique animal there is the pygmy hippo.
Pygmy hippo, yes.
What's unique about the Sanquin River?
The Sanquin River it enters the Atlantic Ocean, used for marine tourism, aqua tourism, to do some fishery and other stuff on it.
And they say, if you can, this is Sanquin. What is aqua tourism? Aqua marine tourism?
I mean, water tourism, to swim, in the water, to play, do something on the water, marine tourism, yeah.
Let's go to Grand Jide.
Okay, the great Grand Jide, Chen. In Grand Jide, we have the Zwedru Sea. It is a river. It is a river, almost like a lake, but they call it Zwedru Sea. The people wanted the people in Grand Jide, they wanted to make it in the form of sea. So they name it, they are far from the ocean. So they name it Zwedru Sea. And also in Grand Jide, we have the old Stone Age village. It's in Grand Jide County. It's in Dogbolie Town, Tremblay District. Any Grand Jidean, listen to me, the area is called Tremblay Town, Dogbolie District. There where the people turn to stone, that's why they call it Old Stone Age Village. The people turn to stone. Human beings turn to stone way back.
You know why?
No. I've been there. Let me tell you now. I've been there. I rode motorbike for more than 6 hours, 6 hours to go, 6 hours to come. And when I got there, I went to the chief and they carried us around. They were crying that they want national government, the Bureau of Tourism. I was sent there by the former Minister for Tourism, Louis Brown. That's how I went there. I had my own tour guide with me who carried me there, and we did a lot of things. The human being turned to stone.
So how does stone look? The stone are in the form of human beings?
In the form, they are cracking. Yeah, they are cracking now. I don't know, but since I left from there, it's been more than 10 years. I don't know if they are still existing, but it's in our roster of tourist attraction in Liberia.
Let's go to River G.
Okay, River G. Yeah, River G has River G has a waterfall, very good waterfall. They have this traditional area of farming and stuff where when they want to carry, like you want to make farm, you have to go and do other stuff. I'm not that much to do with, but I know I've been to their river. I've been to their how do you call it waterfall.
Maryland County.
Of course, Maryland County, we have Lake Shepherd, the second largest lake in Liberia. And we also have the Dead Island, where they used to bury. It's not too far from the Lake Tottenham area by the seaside. But right now, as you go, currently they join the Dead Island with the land. They join road going there. So it's no more there. They also have a Dolly Beach. And they have a lot of them. And also in Maryland County, you will see, if you go to Corvallis, Grand Corvallis, in Grand Corvallis there, they have the oldest church. The first Episcopal church in Liberia is in Grand Corvallis. You go there, you will see it.
And how old you think that is?
The oldest church?
Yeah.
It was in the 1800s.
Wow.
The late 1800s, yes. The first Episcopal church, they call it Ephemini Episcopal Church, yes. Ephemini Episcopal Church.
Last but not the least, Grand Cru County.
Of course, that's my home. In Grand Cru County, we have Lake Tiebwa. It's a lake about few kilometers from the lake to the Atlantic Ocean. When we were small, we used to dig the canal. You dig in the sand, and the water will go straight into the Atlantic Ocean. Then from there, we can catch fish from the lake. Lake Tiegba. We have another lake they call Lake Tiegba Boino, the woman that the wife of the lake Tiegba, and the Boino that the wife. Then also in Grand Cru, we have Tremblay Island. The Tremblay Island is on the Atlantic, is on the sea. It is 2 miles from the beach of Qatar in Sastan, Qatar. I swim there. It has its own swimming pool on it. Then it has a natural well. The well is a small well. You can drink there. The water enter, the sea water enter it, but it is not salted. You can drink it. I don't care how the sun shines. You put your hand on that, it's cold, jelly cold, icy water. And wonderfully, what happened there is the sand on the beach, on that island, is different from ordinary beach sand. You see a jelly silicon, jelly Benici. And somebody told us that they can use that. They can use that as they can use the sand to build glasses and some other stuff. And the sea has the swimming pool. The natural swimming pool has steps. You can use it to go swim.
Hold on, let me get up.
And also, we also have in Grances. In Grances, we have Mantia is a big rock. When the Portuguese came to Liberia in 1461, and when they came, they stopped on that side. There was a big rock they went under where they dwelled, and after a certain time they left. But the road under it is written in Portuguese. And then on the same beach, to the fishing town beach, they have a rock in the center of the ocean. One coconut tree is there. It bears coconut once in a year, one fruit in a year.
No, before you go to that one, the Portuguese, what they wrote there, can anybody read it? Have we been able to get someone?
This is the problem. No interpretation. When I carried those white people there, the Portuguese language was there. You saw it under the. I don't care how it rains. You go under the ring, will never beat you. But because of the mold, covering the people don't, they don't maintain them.
And that's what we'll come to. Hold on a minute. I got a call from the back room. Back room, what are you saying?
Okay. Great. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Oh yes.
Mr.
Thank you for reminding me, sir.
Mr. We have talk about the creatures in Lake Tiegba.
In Lake Tiegba, we have what do you call alligator. They are there, and they are in Lake Tiegba. We have minerals like diamond, even gold in Lake Tiegba. Like to the extent that one of our way back, though I was small, one of our professor, one Dr. Togba, he was a Liberian first medical doctor in the country. He from Sassan, he wanted to buy it. He wanted to buy the lake, but the people refused to give it to him because of the mineral we had there. We have Lake Tiegba. I remember I was in PE school. We went to have picnic. At the end of every year, school year, we can put rice together and go cook. I think, Mr. Chia, you remember? You put rice together, we go cook, country cook. And while the ladies are cooking, then we go swim in that area. And then, of course, when we're swimming, the alligator surfaced and started running. And I was very small. But then I myself, I dived, I went under the water, reporter, oh, the alligator killing. But then all of a sudden, the alligator came up under the tree, and I must say I ran away. But we have minerals in that Lake Tiba. Yes.
Here's a comment on Facebook. They say, first, Nathaniel Popo Nyima said the Hoffman River with beautiful mangrove tree in Happer.
Yes, Hoffman River. That's true. It's true. Yes, Hoffman River. It's true. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't name it. And
then he said, in Grand there's a beautiful island about 200 meters from the seashore, located in Pomba Loken Gawe Beach.
Yes. And I don't want to go deep into, we have that. It's true. That is true. That is true.
Okay. And I think either in Sino or Grand Cru, I heard about natural harbor like seaport that before the coming of the settlers.
Yeah, we have natural. In Grand Cru we call it Kata. Kata is by the ocean side. It's in Kata village, Fishtown village. That it has a natural harbor. Yes, it has a water connected to it too.
Thank you.
Anytime will listen to me and they get me that it is Kata. It has natural harbor. That's true.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia. We are in a discussion with Mr. Ambrose Wiagbe. He's a former senior tour guide. Then he became the Director General of the Bureau of Tourism at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. So if you want to join the conversation, please call. The number is posted 605-313-6004. The code is 791403. With that, we have a caller on the line, Mr. Joe Moyo. Joe, you are live.
Yes, sir, Mr. John. I'm really enjoying the program. Mr. Wiagbe he's actually a resource. I hope he could, put his thoughts, perhaps in a book, because I was just taking notes, but then I ran out of ink. Look, from what he's been telling us, Liberia we've got a lot of tourism resources, but how do we monetize these tourism assets of ours? We've got 335 miles of beaches. We've got the largest virgin forest in West Africa.
Yes.
And we've been saying this for many years, from one government to the other government, but it seems like no action has been aggressively taken. I also learned that the tourism is still embedded within the Ministry of Information. Yeah. So if that's the situation there, the first thing they have to do is to extract the tourism agency, set up an autonomous agency that will handle tourism, and put an entrepreneur at the top of that agency, because those are the people that will be able to connect the dots. The private sector has a part to play in tourism as well, because government, I don't see a government going and building hotels and all that. But the government can come up with incentives to entrepreneurs, to enable them to successfully, help the government in terms of the tourism arena. But the government also needs to build like infrastructure, like roads and stuff like that. And hopefully, if that happens, we'll see, say, Patawi in Bond County become a resource, that will bring money to the government, and of course the private sector as well. I was in Sino in 2015. My father's from Sino, by the way. So, and I went down Mississippi Street.
Yes.
Saw the intersection of the Atlantic Ocean, I believe it was, with the forest. I had never seen something like that, and I've traveled. I've been to the Caribbean, those other places. I've never seen those sort of visual. So, that's something, if the government seriously aggressively get behind this tourism aid ball and have someone like Mr. Wiagbe as, you know, a consultant. Of course, you bring in, like I said before, the private sector. Government wouldn't have to be worrying about, you know, budget deficits and all those sort of things, because tourism could be like $100 million a year, or
Exactly
even more
so.
in Liberia.
You are right.
Yeah, globally, tourism, I read somewhere, is like $72 billion. It's a $72 billion industry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's something that the government needs to prioritize. And, you know, they've been saying it from one government to the other, as I said before, but it needs to be immediately done. And thanks a lot, Mr. Wiagbe. I really enjoying your story. And of course, thanks to Mr. Ja for giving you the opportunity on this platform. Thank you
too. Thank you. Thank you too.
Thank you, Joe. So that leads us to tourism, the current state of all these things you have named. How does it look now, as of today? How they look?
Well, they are still breathing, they are still alive, but there is a need. The most should be done in that direction. Like the last speaker I just talked, the road network, connectivity, road connection to these sites. When the road is all right, that will be done good for tourism. That will be good for the local people. And then, you know, our ecotourism is booming a lot. It's booming, but it needs for government to empower the local people. And like
please explain ecotourism.
Ecotourism, that is our forest. You know, like he said, Liberia has 45% of tropical African rainforest. We have more than out in the whole of West Africa.
Yeah.
You see, like people want, like when tourists come, they want me to carry them up the mountain, like between 15 gates going to Kakata. There's a mountain there where they have the tower. I carry tourists there to do exercise, you know, adventure tourism. We have different type of tourism. We have adventure tourism. We have cultural tourism. We have historical tourism. We have wine tourism. We have dark tourism. These are what bring people to the country. But the government got to be focused on it, prioritize it along, or either prioritize it or privatize it. And like the previous caller said, it needs to be detached from the Ministry of Information so that there will be a way out. Like PRC decree 47, I told you, when Simon Kanyado detached culture and tourism, we were moving, they were moving. We have buses from RIA, we go pick up tourists, Ambrose, Swiss Air, Royal Dutch Airline, all the airlines were here. And one thing I noticed, from tourists coming by way of Bo Wadasai, Sierra Liberian border, where you're walking, talking in your hand, group of tourists about 50, 70 coming. Then why you go and pick up another group at the airport? This is what needs to be done. We need to have it. And now that the road from Monrovia all the way to Bo Wadasai is clear. So there's a need to do something. But I'm sure I'm of the conviction that this government will look at tourism with an eagle eye and make it get out of information.
Like in neighboring Ghana, Ghana made 100 million in tourism. And I was in Ghana, Cape Coast, their park, I mean, their forest. You go there, like bush, and they make millions.
Yeah. You see?
So let me bring in another caller. We have another caller on the line. They are enjoying it, Mr. Wiagbe. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Harriet Sumo. I call from North Dakota, Grand Forks.
Mr. Sumo, welcome to Focus on Liberia.
Thank you. Let me say thank you to Mr. Wiagbe. You know, I've been following all of his, movement a few days when it relates to tourism from Patawi Waterfall, and even yesterday, day before yesterday at Farmington Hotel, you know. I mean, I'm very impressed, you know. Let me just make a comment on the issue of the rocks with Portuguese writing. I think the government needs to find people to at least to interpret that rock so we can get the historical meaning of that rock. the warden, because it's very important. You know, these are things that will bring the Portuguese and some of the historians back to Liberia. And I believe that it's not only in let's say Grand Crew, but I believe it also in Riverside and also in Grand Kema and all of the coastal region, because there are so many wrecking on rock in Liberia. So we need to explore that particular aspect. And I'm from Riverside County, and before I came to America, I'm from Little Liberia in Timo District. There's a big rock where you get a footprint on a rock. Myself, I try my footprint on a rock, and on that same rock, there's a river. There's a little water in the rock. When the ocean, you know, flash on the rock, it go in that little hole. You drink that water, it's not salty. You know, people always do that to wash their face with it. So, and when you look out from Grand Bassa to Riverside, the beach is very beautiful. I never see such a beautiful beach like that. I walked from Little Liberia to Mana Beach. I couldn't believe what I saw. So today, when I see them going around exploring Liberia, I be like, wow, Liberia have a great potential. And even one of the things I'm already making money now in let's say in the area or nation, like the palm tree. Yes, while watching that video to Farmington River, when I was going to where the people taking care of the palm trees that new building, I saw that beautiful palm tree just standing, and people should not be cutting that palm tree down. Government can also use that palm tree to generate money, because other countries need those palm trees. So sometimes you will see when people buy land, they will just sell all that tree, they will burn it. So it's also can be sold on the international market. We are blessed with palm tree and coconut tree. We should not cut our palm tree down. We can use it to bring in revenue. I saw the land, I'm like, wow. And also let's talk about Patawi Waterfall. I want to know how someone can get, you know, a piece of land to buy, because when I listen to them, when Mr. Wiagbe asked the garden of Patawi Waterfall, he said, no hotel around here. And you know, so I was shocked. So how can any Liberian in Liberia and all of Liberia can go there and buy a piece of land to open a guest house that will be able to generate revenue for the locals around there, and also employ people, and also generate revenue for Bon Country, because these are things tourism can go over there, or tourists can go over there and leave from Patawi to go maybe way in Bon Country to sleep, or sleeping outside is not comfort. So we are, you know, Liberian, we should, you know, be given the opportunity to go there and buy a piece of land to open guest houses, restaurants, and other beautiful entertainment centers that will attract more visitors, because these are things that are lacking over there, and also make tourism to be scarce, because tourists want to come, but they're looking at some level of accommodation, where they will sleep, you know, where they will go for entertainment and things. So, you know, so let me rest my case and give other people the chance.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wiagbe, let's talk about money. So even that time when they used to bring the tourists in and out, they used to pay, right? Mr. Wiagbe, is it frozen? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Focus on Liberia. We are discussing Liberian tourism. We are looking at the current state, the history, the challenges, and the opportunities. Our guest is Mr. Ambrose Wiagbe. He's the former Director General of the Bureau of Tourism at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. Mr. Wiagbe, we just got disconnected from Mr. Wiagbe, but we are sure he's going to be back. If not, we've gotten a lot and we'll find other alternatives. Again, we are discussing the tourism industry. I have another caller on the line. So caller, I will bring you on. Let's keep chatting until Mr. Wiagbe can join us. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Dennis, is this, are you calling?
Yeah, you.
9974?
Yeah.
Good. Well, good afternoon, and good afternoon to your guest.
Thank you. Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Isaac, and I call you from Dallas, Texas.
Isaac, what's the last name?
The last name is Brown.
Isaac, you are live. What's your contribution?
So thank you. I follow the show, and I would like to thank the guest for the brilliant history that he provided when it comes to the tourism sector. And I think it's about time that the new national discourse, we have to prevail on our lawmakers to ensure that the issue of tourism be prioritized or privatized. What do I mean by that? I think they have to, if it is possible, to enact a law that will detach that component from the Ministry of Information and have the tourism sector just stand by itself. I think the government is going to generate more revenue from that sector. Because if you look at it today, even during the time of Mr. Salih, I don't see how much was generated from tourism. And with all of these things Mr. Wiagbe talked about, I think those are areas that government, and if it is privatized, government can generate more revenue. And I just like to look back at some of the things he said. Like, for instance, I lived in Maryland, where I was born, Maryland in Liberia. Okay. And there is a history also of, if you know the bridge or the river called the G River, which is between River G and Maryland. Mm. The old people have can you hear me, Dennis?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. So there is a story about that river, and I have one of my former instructors, and he could serve as a witness to that. It is said that river is historical because there was some war between the people of Maryland and the people from the area called River Bay. Mm-hmm. And so that bridge, back in the day, the Gauls back then, as traditionally believed, when the war was raging between those two areas, one of the oldest chiefs in that town stretched himself because at that time there was, they had these stakes over the rivers. Yeah. So the other side managed to break down those stakes, but what happened was the top Zoe person at the time stretched himself over that river and allowed the troop to cross.
And he became the bridge.
If you follow accident, right, yeah. So if you follow Maryland history or between Maryland and the River D, it is difficult for a car to capsize. Let me say this. So if there was an accident and the car happened to fall in a river, most of those on board the vehicle, 99% of those people survived. They never get drowned. So it's something to test. So it happened sometimes back. One of our instructors, they were coming from Monrovia, and the car managed to have slipped due to the bad road condition, and the car fell into the river. So I think we have these beautiful histories that we can preserve, and the only way we can do that is government can privatize or prioritize the issue of tourism to ensure that people can pay and go and see some of these things. Right. So Kavala River too also has a very great history, like he talked about. I didn't hear you talk about Kavala a lot, but if you go somewhere called in Kavala itself, there is a very big rock somewhere in the middle of the river, and it also has some historical meaning for that rock, whatever it is. So I just like to thank you, and I hope that, again, as we begin to chart a new course in our nation's history, that, national government can look at the issue of making tourism, stand by itself. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you so much for your contribution. And let me read a few comments. We have Dave just said, ordinary Liberians can get involved in tourism through collective effort. Don't need to always rely on government. Let's get involved. Yes, Nathaniel.
Hello?
Yes. Hello? You are back on?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, that my current one.
Yeah, that's okay.
That my current one, I got connected in, and you know.
Okay, good. So we're talking about money.
Money.
Do we used to make money from those tourist areas?
Yes.
So what does the cost look like to go to, let's say, Patawi Falls?
I mean to.
Yeah, I said, let's talk about money. How much does it cost? Or the people used to pay money or not?
No, the people, they used to pay money. Even currently, they are still money. They are still paying money. There's a lady who is managing the Patawi waterfall now, one Josephine, and just recently I carried some people there, and you have to pay a certain amount for the entry fee. Then if you want to go, she has tour guide that will carry you around. If you want to go to the fall itself, way up in the water, they carry you there.
Good. Okay, let me read a few more comments as you adjust your phone so we can see you.
Yeah.
Nora Hawk says, Nora says if you want to see what tourism look like, you just sell the place to a white man, you will see what it look like. Where Brian said this is why the roads need to be built, which will make traveling easier. Okay, Where Brian also asked the same question I just asked. Are those tourists paying fees for services? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they pay fees for services. They pay tour guide fees. They pay the site they are visiting. Like if you want to go on a Tremblay Island, you get in touch with the people because they have their canoe, they have their speedboat that carry people there, and they feed the chimpanzee 2-3 times, one in the morning, one at 12 o'clock, then in the noon time, during 4-5, they feed them, and they have to sustain themselves too.
Okay, good. Is there a way you can adjust your camera? We can see you.
Yeah, it is because look.
Yeah, the camera should be to you, but where's the guy who's doing the tech support?
Is here.
Okay, so we got one more caller on the line. While you fix that, right now you are sideways. It should be up. It should be standing. We see your. Yeah, but while you adjust that, let me bring in a caller. Okay, that's good. That's the way. Oh,
you getting me now? You see me now?
Yeah, very clearly. William King. William,
yes, Dennis, how you doing? This is William King. Yes, hello everyone. This is Focus on Liberia. I got so much to say, but I will try to keep it short.
Please.
Our tourism sector is very disappointing. You know, I don't know what to say about this. There's so many little things that we can be doing, and we always relying on government. This gets so frustrating. Let's do comparative. So when I look at Senegal, you don't need a visa. You don't need a visa. And then the other one is that just from the private sector side, one of the things that we could do, we could raise a bond, whether it's a $30 million bond, service the bond, just have the Liberian government say, hey, we're gonna pay you 4 or 5% every year on the bond, and then take that 30 million and then develop some key sites, key tourism things, and set up a good sector, kind of like you have in Jamaica.
We're losing you, William. Okay, let me go back.
I can go to Costa Rica. I can.
William, we are losing you. So, Mr. Weber.
Okay, you losing me now? Okay. Is it better?
Okay, now.
Okay, sorry. So, you know, we have to understand that we are competing against the whole world with our touristic sites. And in Liberia, the people who come, they're just mostly passionate, and so they're there, but we have to attract a bigger audience. And we cannot do that by having 90% of our resources for tourism goes to pay people at the Ministry of Tourism. we cannot survive with that. You know, and I don't think we need to ask government. For 15 years, government has proven that they cannot do it. I think that it has to be coming, this thing has to come from the private sector, and it has to be in a way of something bigger than just the little mom and pop stuff right now. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, government just need to create that environment for people like me, people like you, and other people to come and invest in those areas. Let me read a few more comments. And Samuel Oduwole, if that is the case, then it means Eugene Nambwe and Eugene Fagon are supposed to promote tourism in Liberia. He's talking about the Ministry of Information should be promoting tourism. Melvin Duo, there is a lot that has not been done with the tourism sector. What we are doing in Liberia is just the surface. Willie A. Wilson said, build roads and improve security, then you will generate more money. Melvin again said, we need to make tourism a priority. All right. Now we lost Mr. Wiagbe once more. So let's try for a few minutes. If not, then we can be concluding the show. The piece that we left to church is what the opportunities are, what are some of the prospects, and what needs to be done. Since he knows this more than anybody else here, we want to pick from his brain what we can do to make that money. Ghana is making hundreds of millions from tourism, and we can do even better. Momolo E. Sayon said, detach cultural and tourism from the Ministry of Information and structure it with the head holding a cabinet level position. Unfortunately, road connectivity is a challenge to get to some of the sites. For example, the road to Patawi is not paved. Mr. Sia, you have listened to Mr. Aaron Wiagbe. What's your impression? Oh, yeah, Ambrose. I know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Sia, your phone, you didn't put your phone. Nobody's hearing you. All right. All right. Let me go back to Mr. Wiagbe. Mr. Wiagbe, we have discussed what are some of the challenges of the tourism sector and what are the opportunities. That's where I want us to end.
Okay, well, the challenges are many, but I'm going to make it brief. Okay. In the first place, we lack of National Tourism Board.
Okay.
National Tourism Board, because when the government first put tourism into place, they had a National Tourism Board, which was headed by one John Obi, or Lebanese national. As you may know, tourism has no boundary, no discrimination in tourism. They all geared towards investing into the country, bringing in economy, bringing in money, in job opportunity and employment. So he was there, and they had 28-man National Tourism Board, which included the private sector and the government sector, tourism-related sector like the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Transport, National Investment Commission, Chamber of Commerce, etc., etc. They were there. Then again, there's a need for increase in the budgetary allocation of the Tourism Bureau.
When I was there, Before you go forward, you said right now there is no tourism board. It used to be there, but
no,
there's not.
No tourism board now. No tourism board.
Why is that? Do you know?
The
why
National Tourism Board.
Why do we don't have a tourism board?
Well, I don't know. I think they're trying to fight towards that by setting the tourism board up.
Okay.
That's supposed to be.
Okay. So the next challenge, you said?
The next challenge is the road, the construction of roads to these areas. Like one of the previous speakers said, we need to do that. Like from Cape Mount, from the junction to Robert Spot, the road is bad. It's not that bad, but it needs pavement, you know. And also to Patawee. Patawee, we are in rainy season now. I was there a couple of days ago. We went through a lot of things. You have to carry four-wheel car, drive there before you do that. And then also budgetary allocation. You see, we need. I remember when I was there, I was at the bureau. The both culture and tourism department, their annual allotment was $3,000 United States dollars.
No. Hold on. The budget for the year is 3,000 United States.
It was when I was there some time ago. It was 3,000 Liberian dollars.
You mean 300,000? You mean 300,000 or 3,000?
3,000. I'm telling you. When I was there as director. Yes. You see, I mean, this is what, this is why people are fighting that at least let tourism go autonomous. When Jala Kamara, when the Tourism Bureau was on its own, it had a lot of things. You see, this is what we are saying. And right now, I don't know that because I'm not working there anymore, I've been retired. You see, but there's a need. They need logistics too. We need logistics. Like previously, we had logistics. National Bureau of Culture and Tourism, we had 6 buses, 18-seaters and 24-seater buses we had. Some used to be used by the culture troop, and the Tourism Bureau using the other one for taking the staff to and from work. But it is not there now. I don't know if they have it there now. So that is, if tourism should be independent in collaboration with the private tourism sector, things will work out. One of the previous speakers said it, that there's no need to wait for government alone, but it needs some sort of empowerment from national government. Tourism is the world's fastest growing industry. It's the world's largest generator of jobs. And in fact, let me share with you, Mr. Jah, tourism is the first industry put on planet Earth by God. So all government should take tourism as priority. You want to ask me why? Tourism was the first industry put on planet Earth by God.
The Garden of Eden.
The Garden of Eden. That was the beginning of ecotourism, my brother.
Oh, wow.
When animals in the Garden of Eden, the animals were there. Even when we talk about the Noah's Ark, that was tourism.
Yeah.
You see? And also we need to look at the investment incentive code on tourism. The incentive code of tourism, they have to look at it. We have to put people in the place, the things in the place. We don't have to look at, things. We have to encourage investors to come and build what we're doing, what we're offering them, and the rest of it. Afterward, they will employ our citizens, the young people, mainly the young people. And like I told you earlier, we have a lot of schools in tourism school, airline school in this country, in Monrovia here. And what I like about it, we have more than about 20, 25 travel agencies in Liberia, owned and operated by Liberians, employ Liberians. Like I tell you, one man they call Joseph Waman, Senior. He has a travel agent, just traveled and tour. He conducts tourism too. He does tourism. We have the Metro Ride and Aragon travel agent owned by Liberians. We have Pepper Adventure running by Liberian. See, we have West Tourism Management. All these are they employ Liberian, but there is a need.
Give me a picture of what the opportunities are and what we stand to gain when these tourism sites are really developed.
When these sites are developed, it it will give more strength to the local people. The local people will be benefited, and will increase our GDP. It will add value to our GDP. Right now, as I'm telling you now, the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism, let's say the tourism section in specific, they are working in collaboration with the LRA, Liberia Revenue Authority. And I'm not there now, so I cannot give you the statistics of how much they generate, but they're generating a lot of things. We have more than 1,000 plus accommodation in Liberia. Bulk of the accommodation is based in Monrovia. The second place is Limba County. The third place is in Bond County. After Bond County, then coming to the picture is Maryland County, and go on and on. And they employ Liberians.
Wow.
You see? You see the opportunity we have here?
Yeah, yeah. But what's going on? Is the government not aware or not kind of educated enough or informed enough about these potentials? Is that why we are giving tourism just a lip service?
Well, obviously, I'm not a politician anyhow. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
I think government got a part of the story. Yes.
Yeah, because you see that we stand to make a lot of money from these things, and we are not developing them. And every day we are talking about aid. Give us something to eat, and you have it there.
Yes, of course. Like the Assistant Minister for Tourism, Princess Tokola, she's doing well, but she needs empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
The Bureau of Tourism, they don't have a bus or whatsoever to carry tourists here and there.
Mm.
Even when tourists come, you have to go to the private people. Either you pay money or so to go pick up the tourists from the airport or from the border or whatsoever.
Two more sites that people mentioned here. The Kavala River and then the National Museum.
Yes. The Kavala River, the National Museum is ideally located on Broad Street, between Broad and Adman Street, adjacent with the Centennial Memorial Pavilion. It's in operation.
What do we have?
Oh, we have some artifacts there, local artifacts, and even way back, Joseph Jenkins Roberts' dining room table, you will find it there. You find so many things there. What our people are using for farming, their farming tools, even their kitchen utensils, traditional kitchen utensils, they are all there. You will see them. Mm-hmm. It has 3 floors: executive, the ground floor, the second floor, and the third floor.
And Kavala, what we have in the Kavala?
Oh, Kavala is it's a very beautiful area. Kavala, Grand Kavala in Maryland County, and so
yeah,
it has on the seaside. They have a very huge rock there. Yeah. On the rock, you have a coconut tree, one coconut tree on the rock. You don't know how it got there. There's no dead, nothing, but it's standing on the tree. And tourists like to visit and to experience these kind of things.
Coconut on a rock.
One coconut tree on a rock. Coconut tree is on the rock. Yes. You see?
And it's not there yet because
even in Grand Cess, there's a coconut tree on the rock in the center of the ocean. It stands there, it bears 1 fruit 1 time in a year. It bears 1 fruit of fruit 1 time in a year. You see, these are attractions. Even somebody from Grand Cess, Mathieu, where they used to bury people, is another traditional area. Even in Grand Cruz, time we have Mason Lebo, that huge rock by the seaside, Mason Lebo. We have it there all around. You see, all around. So, as president, we are making his a priority. The road construction, I think that will also help to boost our ecotourism.
Thank you.
And those that are beside him, they should do their best to encourage the national government, to encourage the private sector. We have a lot of private tourism organizations in this country.
Thank you so much. I see the passion, and I see I can see it even in your eyes.
We're
so glad to have you, and let's do this again. But before I let you go, I want your final thoughts. Anything that we didn't talk about that you want to add, please feel free.
Well, I tell you, during the WIA administration, we are doing well. Though I'm not in the government, but I'm on the line. Whenever the Ministry of Tourism wants me to do something, I do it for them. Pay or without pay, I have to do it. I just want to urge them to focus on tourism. I just want to urge them to empower the assistant minister and the director for tourism, the deputy minister, to adhere to their request in empowering them. You see, and this May 11th, we were to receive 250 tourists. They were to come by a cruise ship. I was about to train the staff, the tour guides, but then because of the virus, we are valid here too. We are not exempted from what is going on. Tourism is affected. Yes. In early time, we had 3 cruise ships came to Liberia. They brought 250 each. And I was a senior tour guide training those girls, the boys, the young people. About the youngest among them was 65 years old. He was the youngest tourist. He was 65 years old. The youngest among them. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to, from our lay side, we want to encourage the government. With me, I'm going to work with the government, with the private sector, to see that tourism goes well. Like the previous caller said, not everything will rely on government. We have to move forward. But government too got to give us the protection and give us and make on with the road project.
You're right. Let me get one last caller before I let you go. This guy is part of us at Focus on Liberia. William King. Second time around, William, go ahead.
Yeah, man, this is I was saying that about raising a bond, and this lady, Miss Margaret Johnson, said from who? The government of Liberia. And I don't want us to just kind of brush over that just so easily, okay? Because all the things that our panelists was talking about, they require money and they require professional people to do this work.
Yes.
People like him. You cannot not pay people and you expect good work. You're gonna get peanuts. You know, so this thing is not like a rocket science. We really need to look at it. Like if we just did like a $30 million bond, and for like if we did 3 to 6% a year, right? That's something like less than $3 million a year to service that bond. Less than $3 million a year. Do you know what $30 million could do with the private tourism industry? So we ourselves are blocking this because we keep saying we can't trust the government. But the government is servicing their note. They're paying their loan. So we can get the NGO to even service that whole loan. But every time we want to do tourism, the people come, they set up like this research organization. They write a report. They pay $2 million to people to do a report, and then the people leave, right? And then we just stuck with report after report after report after report, right? This is our country. The road that he's talking about to go to Robertsport, I was on that road. And let me tell you something. He was being nice when he said it. That road is horrible. Okay, that road is horrible. I went to Nana's Lounge. I commend the effort for what the guy is doing there. But how can we attract quality people when we have something like Nana's Lounge? Right? So people, I mean, this is just, we can be on a whole nother level, and we are ourselves stopping ourselves. We, Liberians, we, not the government. I mean, it is just ridiculous. It is appalling that we'll be in the state that we are in. And then all of our neighbors, they come and they just take all of these things and run with it. We cannot continue to go on like that. The man mentioned some key, beautiful locations. I mean, Robertsport, the location, the scenery is beautiful. But why would I want to waste 3 hours, 4 hours just to try to get there? And there's nothing there except the scenery is sure, but I can go to Jamaica and I can do certain things better. So let's really look at this thing from a bigger picture and see how we can put some serious capital into this thing, because no one works for free. And if you want to get bad people to do the work, then you don't pay them money. And like he said, $3,000, $5,000. Thank you.
Those concepts that you are talking about, they are not just easy to understand. So it will require people like you or people like the business or financial people to put that plan together, and then we can come and talk about it right here on Focus on Liberia. Maybe somebody else will pick it up. But I want to thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
All
Yes,
right.
yes. On the marketplace, we'll talk about that. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do that. So, Mr. Wiagbe, your last words to my group, and let's do this again and talk about, because we just scratched the surface. When you come back, you're going to be going deeper and deeper, because
Yes, sir.
there's so much to talk about it when it comes to tourism. So let me get your final words.
Well, I want to tell the callers thank you for appreciating me on the show, and also my host, you people, Focus on Liberia, for hosting me for the first time. And I promise to work along with you. I promise to do my best. I promise to do my research and even go beyond that. It is not a matter of money. With me, I have passion. That's my career. I have passion for this industry, tourism. This is where I was born. And in fact, World Tourism Day will be on September 27th. And because of my passion in the World Tourism Day, in tourism, I have my wife. I born a twin. They are born on this particular day. It means that God really gave me this passion. And for any time World Tourism Day comes, my twins, I remember them all the time. So I want to say thank you very much for hosting me. Well, in Chinese, in Chinese we say sheshe. In German we say danke. In Japanese we say arigato. In Swedish we say tak. And then of course in Spanish we say jekwi.
In crew?
In crew, Bishop Yo.
So I want to thank you so much.
Thank
you
so much for your time. Okay.
We really appreciate it. And all the young people in the background working with you so that we can have the show. We want to say thank you very much. We want to thank all our viewers from across the globe, even those that are going to watch this show later on YouTube. We want to say thank you. And before I forget, Focus on Liberia. We have our T-shirt now. So if you are there, we're going to post the website for you to get your own T-shirt. This is our way of saying, help us to take this show further and to do a lot of other things. So we depend on you. We are not asking for money. We are asking you to just support us by buying a T-shirt, and that will go a long way to keep us going. Once again, we're going to thank all those who call in, those who commented, and those who share the program. We are focused on Liberia. What we try to do here is to educate, to elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Until then, my name is Dennis Jah on behalf of all of us here at Focus on Liberia, saying have a good and godly day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We are Liberia.